In today's video, we are going to be breaking down Ariel Hukporti and checking out how good of a player he is for the NBA. Now, he is in this year's NBA draft, and he is definitely a player to really pay attention to. He has a lot of really good skills that we could learn from him. Let's get down, let's check him out. Okay, so first off, this player right here is taking a shot, and of course, what do we see? We see Ariel Hukporti coming in for a massive slam. Now, why is this important? Well, it's the fact that he is extremely hungry to get that offensive board, which will then allow him to get a lot of points, I bet, in the NBA. If he could do stuff like this and he gets time on the floor in the NBA, if he was to get 10 to 15 minutes, I can tell you right now, he could probably get a 5.5 rebound or 8.5 rebound game if he only gets a couple of minutes. The more minutes he gets, the more rebounds and putbacks he gets. He also knows what to do with the ball as soon as he catches it. He goes straight up. He knows who's around him. So this is actually a good strategy for any player or coach. If you're playing against the 2-3 zone, which is what we see here, and of course, if you are at the high post as a player, you can cut down, and when that happens, you can get that handoff, and if you know 1-2, you can get up to the rim, you can 100% do so. If you're too short, you can do a floater. Now, something about Hukporti is the fact that he is a very good player, but he has really good footwork. Here we can see him use his footwork to go up for that slam dunk. Now, how he does this is, of course, when he does that pivot, he gets that defender up into the air, slightly lost the ball, but it should have been a little bit of a shot fake. And then what he does is he gathers himself, he hooks his elbow into the back of that defending player, and this is something that you can do as well. And by hooking in, that can clear yourself from that player. Now, what he does here is very good. So, of course, he now has his defender behind him. There's not much that player can do to block the shot. He has a player on this side, so he can't go in for the reverse. He goes straight up for the dunk, uses that mesh to defend against that player, and of course, he's a very good player for that. Also, he's a very good shooter. As somebody who is a forward, or depending on the team, could stretch him out to the three-point line. Even if he was playing center, he can hit those threes. By the way, check out the score. He can really perform in clutch time, as we can see with this three-point shot near the end of the shot clock, close to a game or tie game at the end of the second quarter. He can perform at a high level in crunch time. Something that I really do like about his game is when he comes off of that screen and roll, he doesn't give up on the play. He continues towards that rim. His teammate missed the layup, but he's able to clean up that basket. This is actually a really good lesson for any center or any young player who is really trying to make it somewhere in basketball. Continue your drive after you make that screen if you're actually rolling towards the basket, because you can still get garbage baskets, and that's an easy rebound and 2 points. And guess what? That is something that coaches really look for. Now, this is actually a very interesting play. I haven't really seen this too much. Shoulder fake, shot fake, pivot, and then a layup. Now, you may be saying, wow, that looks like a travel, and that's actually something that first came to my mind. But watch. He's backing in. He lands on both feet at the same time. He now has the ability to now pivot with either or foot. Once he starts with one, he cannot transfer to the other. He can only pick one of those two. And because of that, he turns around. He does a shot fake. Remember, he's moving this foot now, which means that if he picks up that foot, the only thing he can do now is to either shoot or pass. And when he turns back around on that pivot, he picks up that foot, and he cannot dribble. He has to shoot or pass, and that's what he does. He goes up for that baby hook. That's a very high-level move. I really like that move, and I might just have to steal that from him the next time I'm in the low post. He's also very good at switching off on guards, and he's able to guard shorter guards when they're attacking the basket. He's able to keep up with them and block their shots. He's also a very good shot blocker for anyone who's looking to go up for a shot around the rim. Here we see another really good footwork move, a drop step towards the baseline that should create space for him, that should bring his defender towards the baseline. He then pivots back around, and instead of going up for a regular shot, which would have been blocked, he goes up for a baby hook using that off arm to shield away that blocking defender. He's able to use both hands around the rim. He's able to have really good footwork. I think Ariel could be an amazing basketball player in the NBA. So in this clip, what we're watching is his ability to get that rebound through multiple players. His absolute total raw strength of him being able to fight through 2 players there and then 3 players afterwards, even one trying to grab that ball from him, and he's still able to go up for the left-handed baby hook. He is a very powerful player who can stretch out to the 3-point line, who can play defense. He is an underrated player in my opinion. Now, watch this low post move. He faces up, he pivots through to create space. So what he does here is a drop pivot right into his player to create that much more space. Probably about a foot worth of space. He then pivots back in, and because he's facing the rim, that defender, he needs to give him space because Ariel's a very strong player, and what's going to happen is Ariel could attack either baseline or key, and when that happens, there's not going to be much that defender can do. Well, Ariel, because that guy gave him space, goes up for that mid-range shot. This is very high-level thinking if you really actually break it down, because so many players, whether they're in the pros or not, they'll get that ball there, they'll do a quick jab, then they'll attack the rim, and sometimes that's fine. Being able to do a quick jab towards the baseline and then drive towards the middle can work for you, and you really want to be quick sometimes. Most of the time you want to be quick, but if you've been quick all game and you all of a sudden become slow and you really make that defender think, oh no, he is loading up for an all-out assault at the rim, and you just pull up for a mid-range shot, guess what? That's really going to be screwing with that defender's head the rest of the game. I really hope that this video helps you become a better basketball player and, of course, understand how Ariel plays basketball. Of course, he is in this year's NBA draft. I hope that he plays really well at the NBA level, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.